Hello and welcome to today's video. In this guide we are going to build this little island castle together. We will go through all building stages of today's build and I will show you how to build your own unique one. Enjoy the video! As usual, we're gonna start off with the block palettes. For the main structure we will go from cobblestone to stone to diorite to calcite and in the end to white wool. For the floor we will use a combination out of stone and light grey concrete powder, and for the roof we will begin with exposed cut copper stairs going to cut copper stairs over acacia stairs, and we will full end the roofs with smooth red sandstone stairs. Since we want to build an island castle, we of course want to build it in the middle of the ocean. You can either build it on an existing island or build it on top of water. As a first step we will make a small platform out of grass blocks approximately 7 blocks above ocean. On top of this platform we want to place the layout for the castle. For this island castle we will go with very straight and long shapes, making it look very royal. We will also go with square shapes for the towers. I decided to build a main building and a little side building next to it. Of course our castle also needs a little protection, that's why we will plan a wall connecting the two buildings. And along the entire walls we will place some small 3x3 block towers as well. I also want to mention that of course you can make it in every size you want. I obviously did it with World Edit, but if you're in survival mode you can make it in a smaller scale for sure. Don't forget to plan a small dock area below for ships to arrive, plus a small stairway to make the castle accessible for people. Next we will start putting up the structures. I went straight ahead and for a first step just used wool, but if you don't use World Edit or build it in survival mode, I'd suggest using the block palette which we had a look at in the beginning, starting with cobblestone, stone, diorite and so on. For the towers I went with a 25 block height and for the buildings with a 15 block height. Of course we will pull up the fundament of the docks as well, making it peak 1 block out of the water. Now we also want to add the outlines for the windows and doors. For the windows we went with 1x2 block outlines, and for the doors we will go with 4x3 block outlines. As you noticed, I also decided to place one small tower a little bit outside of the castle. We want to add some arches into the connecting wall piece to make it look more exciting. Now again, if you don't use World Edit, I'd suggest using cobblestone, stone and mossy cobblestone straight ahead for the parts of the castle that are under the water. For the roofs of the buildings we will go with copper, acacia wood and redstone stairs. For the towers we will go with rather pointy roofs. Again we will use the same blocks as for the previous buildings, but to give it the pointy shape we will use red sandstone walls additionally on top of them. To add a little variation, we also want to add these small roof window outlines now and then. As a next step, we will finish off our buildings by adding some details and of course the windows and doors. We will go ahead by making these sort of ledges of our tower's triangle shape by using quartz slabs. On top of the roofs we will now and then place these white wool spikes which should look like some sort of chimneys. For the windows of our towers we will place 2 quartz stairs into the outlines that we've done earlier, making them look like loopholes. For the main structures we will instead place 2 scaffoldings into the window outlines. For our doors we will go with spruce trap doors and doors. Of course our walls need battlements, that's why we will place a row of quartz slabs along the entire wall with a 1 block gap all 3 blocks. To make the buildings look a little less empty at the bottom part, we will place 3 block high poles out of cobblestone walls along the entire building with a 2 block space in between each of them. Again, here comes the block palette that we talked about in the beginning. If you already added it to your building, just ignore this part, but otherwise now is the time to add these cobble to calcite layers, starting from the bottom to all of our buildings. Now we will get to the surroundings of our build. For this royal castle we will use clean stone and light grey concrete powder for the pathways. Pull them around the entire buildings and walls, and of course we also want to make our stairway to the docks area walkable by placing stone slabs. In the middle of the yard of our castle we will add these bush shapes. Place them how you want, there's really no right or wrong. In the middle of them we will place some flowers to give the castle a very groomed and nice look. On top of the docks we will additionally place some chests and barrels to make it look a little more used. Now we come to the point where we will finally add some cliffs around our castle. Simply make little cliffs reaching from the water up to our castle by using a combination out of grass blocks and stone. In this case I use swirl edit, so just ignore the sand, I will turn it into grass blocks and stone in a second. The last step of our building is adding some vegetation to our cliffs by using bone meal. That's it for this video. I think we did a great job on this island castle and I hope you could build your own one by following this guide. Subscribe if you don't want to miss out on any further building tutorials like this one, and make sure to let me know if you have any tips and suggestions. Thank you very much for watching and see you in the next video.